thought today might be a good day to talk about self-care because that is such a big buzzword and it gets used to mean a lot of different things, like bubble baths or manicures. But a lot of times, self-care is not always sexy. Today, self-care was me waiting in line for an hour and a half to get my first COVID vaccine, which is amazing. And I hope everyone out there is able to get their vaccine soon. I'm so grateful that I got called. I got called last night while we were eating dinner, and they said, "You have an appointment scheduled at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. Please press 1 to confirm." So it was like, just a little over 12 hours that I had to scramble, find a babysitter. Thank you to my mother who was able to babysit at the last minute. But that's the kind of thing where if you get the call, you make it happen for sure. So I'm so glad. But yeah, waiting in line, in this looping line with, hundreds of people back and forth, everyone wearing masks and slowly moving from one little 6-foot marker to the next. Definitely wasn't sexy, but it was one of the best things that I can do to take care of myself and take care of my family. So self-care, check for sure. I also, after that, already had an appointment with my OBGYN scheduled. Again, not a very sexy way to take care of yourself, but very important. I've been having some weird PMS symptoms over the last year where I get depression and anxiety. That's kind of intense and enough to actually be a problem and make it hard for me to cope with my life during those, it's only like 2 or 3 days out of the month, but it's enough that it's a problem. So I scheduled an appointment with my doctor. I went in and we talked, we got some solutions. That wasn't very glamorous, but that's how you take care of yourself. That's self-care. Another important form of self-care that we'll talk about a lot on this account is getting therapy. If you have, happiness issues like depression or anxiety that aren't just intermittent, that can't be dealt with the things that I talk about, the general advice that I might talk about, on these videos. If it's something that is affecting you more often than not, then talking to a therapist, if your symptoms are mild to moderate, is a really good idea. I've been in therapy multiple times throughout my life, and it's definitely helpful. If your symptoms are moderate to severe, you may also need to talk to a psychiatrist because medications might need to be involved. But either way, a therapist is definitely helpful. And that's one good thing that has come from the pandemic. There's not many, but one is the explosion of online therapy options like betterhelp.com and things like that. Being able to meet with a therapist through your phone is so much easier than having to go in for an appointment. My therapist that I started seeing when I was pregnant a couple years ago actually already did that. She was always video chat even before the pandemic, because she specializes in pregnancy and new motherhood, and people that have a newborn baby, like, you can't get out to an appointment, so she found that video calls were the easiest way to do it anyway. But yeah, therapy over video chat is a wonderful thing to do for yourself. It's a time commitment, it costs money, so it's, again, not the very glamorous side of self-care, but it's super important to take care of yourself. So I've done 2 big things today to take care of myself. Got a COVID vaccine and saw my doctor. If you guys have done anything nice to take care of yourself, even if it is something as simple as bubble baths and a manicure, I'm not disparaging self-soothing and, doing nice things for yourself, but I'm just trying to make a point that self-care can involve a lot more than bubble baths. But anyway, if you have done something good to take care of yourself, comment below and let me know what it is.